Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to present to you Silhouette Arena, a state-of-the-art facility owned and operated by myself, Lachlan, Clarke, and Monteforte. Throughout this presentation, we're going to explore different aspects of the facility, why the facility was constructed, a little bit about the facility, different legal considerations, employee hierarchies, risk management of the situation, and we're also going to look at our financial position and different financial statements. So Luke is going to talk a little bit about the facility.
So that's Silhouette facility. It's 120,000 capacity, state-of-the-art facility. The site area is about 19 hectares, with it standing up roughly around 66 metres above sea level. We expect to begin construction around early 2018, and if everything goes to plan, mid-2019 will be the date when everything is available. And we also have 50,000 area parking lot, which is only a 5-minute walk from the actual stadium itself. So the uses of the facility, we not only want to just be in sport, we want to be across all different types of entertainment. We want to be able to cater to music, culture, sport, everything. We want to be the pinnacle of Australian stadiums. Our stadium can be altered depending on the event, so the grounds can be altered for sporting events. It will be grass; for concerts, it will be a more maintainable surface. We'll be able to rearrange the seating. We'll design a facility just for that, and we want to be able to alter the stage, as I said before, in the field area.
So that takes us on to the employee hierarchy. So obviously we have established how the facility is going to run on the outside, but the facility success is dependent on the internal procedures, and one of that is the employee hierarchy. So as we can see here, I have a little table. It starts off with the CEO at the top, and what we're going to run through is different functional managers, which will be our different departments, and then we have our staff branching off from there. So obviously, with a large-scale facility, there will be numerous different departments that we have. We'll have a hospitality sector, an accounting sector, human resource sector, security sector, and a lot of these areas will be outsourced to different companies because it's going to be too hard for our facility to cater for all these different things. So what will happen is our CEO will work closely with our board members, and then these functional managers will work with them and consistently communicate different problems. If there is a big problem faced by staff, they do not go directly to the CEO. They go to their functional managers because we are all little teams, and these little teams can help work together as a group. Which now takes us on to our marketing, which Luke will discuss.
Yeah, so marketing for the facility, obviously we want to market ourselves as providing the best experience for the fans possible. We want to put the fans first. We're not just here to make money. We're here to create and set a legacy of providing the best entertainment in all of Australia. So with that being said, as we stated before, we want to vary across different codes. So our marketing really depends on what type of event that we're actually holding. So whether that be music, whether that be sport, whether that be just cultural events in general. We want to plan our marketing towards the people that want to come to the event. So as I said, adapting strategies, it's important to not have the same strategy because we're not just focused on being a facility for one thing. We're focused on being a facility across a range of codes, and in order to do that, we have to be able to adapt.
So one of the best marketing strategies we're going to use is the use of the 4 Ps. Luke, can you talk to me more about the 4 Ps we're going to use?
Sure. So the four most important, there are several Ps, but the 4 most important Ps we believe are product, place, price, and people. The product is obviously the core of our facility, what we're presenting, what we're offering, what we're marketing to the actual people themselves. The place, obviously, is where we're marketing the product. So depending on how popular a certain event is in a certain area is where we'll market the product and that will segment the area. The price obviously has to be worked out in conjunction with the event, and most importantly the people that we're marketing to, the people that we want to appeal to, and obviously the people that will keep us going for years and years to come.
We'll also be doing a little bit on social media marketing. Social media has gone exponentially and grown in the last decade. So we'll be heavily marketing through that channel and to engage the young people that predominantly attend these sporting events and attend these music festivals. And that is a key area that our human resource has targeted. So our human resource department is the key to the success in this facility because there are different departments in the many different departments in this facility, without a key HR department, it'll go bust. So we're offering many different jobs across all areas. And that will be able to employ over 200 staff per event. This is done pre-planning, during the event, and post-event. We also want to ensure that all our staff feel welcome and part of the organisation. Whether you are the CEO or the janitor that's cleaning up post-event, you'll all be shown the same respect. We'll all walk through as owners, shake everyone's hands, ask how their day is, and talk to them as mates, because at the end of the day, we're a very friendly facility, and that's how we want to operate. We're also going to provide security. This is also not just security at the facility during events, but also employee security. An employee that is employed by us would want to feel a sense of job security, and we're doing that through workers' compensation. All employees are entitled to workers' compensation, but we are offering extra. If any individual is harmed, injured during work at our workplace or attending our workplace, we are going to cover their wage by 120%. Not only will we give them their wage, we'll give them 20% extra. That is the extra that we're willing to go to show how good this facility is going to be. So this also correlates with risk management. So obviously, at a large scale facility, risks are inevitable. A risk is anything that can pose a harm or threat to an individual or our facility. These risks can include physical risk, an individual falling over a wet floor, an individual cutting himself on a loose tile, financial risks that myself and Luke can face, having loss of money in different departments not running accordingly, activity or event risk. Any individual that partakes in events at our stadium, for example, a rugby league game, these players are at high risk of an injury just from activity. Then we also have moral, ethical, and legal risk. Obviously, an ethical risk is a very touchy subject for us. We want to ensure that we are the most ethical facility in Australia. We want to ensure that no person feels unwelcome here, and we're also going to make sure that we accept all cultures. The Silhouette Arena will also have staff be able to handle emergency situations. All staff, including high level and low level, will be accordingly trained in first aid. That way, in an emergency, regardless of who's there will be people there that will know first aid. And we'll also ensure that all employees wear personal protective equipment. Regardless of where they're working, we must ensure the employee's safety. So this will be done through wearing personal protective equipment. For some individuals, that could just mean steel cap boots or a hard hat. For other individuals, that could be wearing gloves, eye protection, and many more. The facility will also have to have insurance. Without having insurance, we won't be able to run. So the insurance is going to cover our reputation and our financial position. If anything does go wrong, we are quite liable to be sued. So Luke here has developed a risk matrix. Can you just talk us through the risk matrix?
Sure. So the risk matrix covers like different areas of risks, obviously, from major to minor. So we'll start with minor. So loss of fund, losing funds in facility from the area of the facility. It's more likely to happen than, say, an employee or a visitor getting injured while visiting the facility. And it lists the solutions. So as I said, losing money, consistently reviewing the financial statements is obviously a standard that you would go along even if the risk wasn't there in the first place. But as always, consistently doing this would make sure that that would turn into an unlikely rather than a likely. Then you have equipment malfunction, which always happens. It's inevitable. Eventually, equipment is going to alter or be faulty. So again, regular maintenance checks, even if the risk is there or not, even if everything's running smoothly, regular maintenance checks are key. It's just a standard thing for a facility to do in order to continue. And last one, employees and patrons signing legal waivers. This is more, as I said, a regulatory thing that starts even before the risk has taken place. This has made sure that obviously we're covered, but also that the employee is covered if the event would, even though highly unlikely, it may still happen.
That also takes us on to a legal consideration. So obviously when we're Luke developed our risk matrix and different risk management tools that we have, we must also consider the legal factors. So under the Civil Liability Act 2002, there is a duty of care that our facility must ensure to our employees and any visitors that visit this workplace. So this act also covers any negligence, and failure to meet this law can result in severe penalties. This will ensure that we don't get sued in case of an emergency or someone does get harmed. They can easily sue our facility, and this will affect our reputation and be costly. So we'll also have to ensure that all staff working in the hospitality department have their current RSA. RSA is the Responsible Service of Alcohol, and obviously during the sporting events and music festivals we'll be selling alcohol and different foods through our hospitality department. And to ensure that we aren't selling alcohol to minors, we aren't selling alcohol to people that are already intoxicated, we must ensure that people have the RSA. And as I said before, it's a key thing in this facility. All staff are trained in first aid, regardless of what can happen. Someone could overdose on drugs. We don't condone the drug use in our facility, but to say that it won't happen would be a lie. It's a growing concern, and even though in our security department we will have radiation checks, metal detectors, bag checks, and police dogs walking around the facility, it's still going to happen. I'd be lying to you if I said it wouldn't, but we're going to do our best to minimise that risk. We also need to cover ourselves for being potentially sued if someone does get hurt. So all our employees and visitors from this facility will sign a little waiver, basically saying that any small risk, such as tripping over or spilling something, is out of our control, and that's just more of a personal risk. So Luke is going to talk a little bit about our funding, how the facility came about, and how we were able to pay for a lot of the stuff.
Sure. So our funding is been largely funded through owners' equity, obviously. We also have some external stakeholders that have taken interest and obviously very generously offered to invest a small portion of their money into our project. As a result, and also we have $4 million loan from the bank, so we're getting funding from multiple sources, but we wanted to make sure that we also had funding from ourselves because we didn't want to outsource all our funding to other people and not have any control in the final product. While it's important to also get outside sources to get more resources, it's important to maintain a level of commitment to yourself. The arena has also received government grants for $2 million under the Major Sporting Facility Scheme, and also the majority of the money has been used for the construction of the event and also securing the contracts for the sporting events. So we've already, even before our facility is built, we've already attempted to secure those major contracts. That's how consistent we plan on being with booking our events and maintaining that level of commitment. So also with the financial operations, in order for it to be successful, we need to be organised and managed in our financial area. It's the most important thing because, as like it or not, money does keep us alive at the end of the day. Even though we're focused on fans, we also need a profit. We will have a financial department which will handle all the payroll aspects, the liabilities, the assets, and basically all in all analysing all the financial situations that we are in and what we can do to improve, and also if need to, how we can cut funding, but also look for ways to increase funding as well. And we'll use financial statements, obviously balance sheets, income sheets, and profit and loss statements will obviously be analysed before major events and during day-to-day operations as well, because obviously, as we stated earlier, to keep track of your finances is the most important thing.
So as we are using the facility for many cross events such as sporting, entertainment and whatnot, the financial department is key to assessing ways that we are losing money, making money. If by 3 years, which is our goal, every year we're going to re-improve our organisation's goals and visions, but every 3 years we're really going to look at ways, that's our period, 3-year periods, 3-year periods, 3-year periods. If we're not making enough money in certain things and we're making a lot in another thing, we will shift our resources from one and expand that into the resource that is making money. For example, if we're not making much money in soccer, but our rugby league, NRL, is booming, that's where we're going to move our resources. So we might cut down and become a little bit more selective, but that's just due to our financial position. So as you can see here, it's just our balance sheet. Our balance sheet displays our assets, our non-current assets, such as our land and buildings, furniture, machinery, and different investments, as well as our current assets, which is inventory, the stock that we have, debtors and receivables, bank, and cash. So that's the cash that we have on the facility and at the bank. We also have our equity and liabilities, so our owner's equity, which is me and Luke's contribution, our owner's capital, our non-current liabilities, which is our bank loan, and different owner's equity is the external stakeholders' percentage in. And different liabilities that we're going to have is just our accounts payable. So anything that we've paid on credit, we will need to make sure it's documented and paid accordingly. And this also works with our profit and loss statement. So this, as you can see, there's different tiers to this, and these different tiers will be useful in different departments. So this top tier here is for rugby league. This top tier here is for our music events. This bottom tier is for AFL. And that's just an example of our profit and loss statements that we're going to have. Our profit and loss statements will have cost of employees, cost of resources, and all that, and how much money we've generated through merchandise sales, ticket sales, food and beverage sales, and all that kind of stuff. And we can establish if we're actually making money from a certain game or event, or we're losing money. And that's very beneficial to analyse our financial position and help with with the facility's goals and objectives. And that also takes us to our conclusion. So throughout this presentation, we've discussed all aspects of the facility, and we've also elaborated on the key areas of the facility.
Yeah, and also we've just explored how it will run internally and externally. So it's not just focused on how we will run it, it's also focused on how it will run when things aren't in our control. So when it's all said and done, when the event's planned, how we will let it run, let things play out. Because we can't be in control all the time, and we need to be prepared when we're not in control. And also how the facility is best used, do multidimensional use. We've stated that we want to be a multidimensional facility. We want to be able to expand across. We want all different types of entertainment, and that's what will single us out. And obviously, we've explained how to do that and how we do it to our best interest.
Awesome. Thanks for listening, guys. We hope to see you at Silhouette Arena. Thank you.